what's up, y'all? Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that. If you're not, if this is the first time, welcome. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as to what's going on. So I just had an appointment with my urologist, and seems like everything's fine with that. So yeah, on to the next thing. So Lydia, this past Sunday, actually, as of the last video, took me to Nashville, and she took me to Vanderbilt because my spasms and my symptoms were getting that much worse. And I am officially diagnosed with cervical dystonia. So all the spasms you're seeing, all the different things, that is actually because of cervical dystonia. They still have a scan to do, which I'll take you along for that scan, and I'll take you along with as much as I can this week. I have another appointment at Vanderbilt in Nashville on Friday. This is with their movement clinic, as far as they have a specialized clinic for basically cases like mine, when it comes to dystonia or neurological conditions, which I'm very grateful, very blessed for, to have such a great clinic this close. We'll take you along for that. But one of the reasons why I brought you on and just to introduce is I wanted to share with what Lydia's little projects. That's right, Lydia has a ton of projects, and this is something that, if you didn't know from our last video, that she loves crocheting. So part of crocheting is her ordering yarn. And when I say that she orders yarn,
I restock.
She orders yarn. So let's take a look as to what Lydia is doing, shall we? All right, let me flip the camera here so you can see what she's doing. What is going on, Lydia? What are we doing?
The first rule of yarn buying is you roll every skein into a ball.
And who taught you that?
My grandmother. That's the #1 rule. So I did a yarn restock, so I am currently rolling every single skein into a ball.
Right on.
What I do is I make baby blankets for the women of our church, because I swear there's something in the water. And so
yeah, that's an ongoing joke for us.
So I make baby blankets, and
You also are making finishing a wedding blanket. So the wedding from the last video, you're also still working on too, right?
Yeah, I'm about 3/4 of the way done. So
it's a gigantic blanket, folks. Like it's a very, very big blanket. So, but yeah, this is. Let me try to show you some of the colors she's got here, because like this is like, you know, when you have chronic illness, you still have to stay active as much as you can, and like this is the one thing that Lydia loves to do. So she's got literally one of my favorites. She's got lime green. She's got this like fluorescent one that she's working on right now. Basically every color. So if at any point during these projects you guys are interested in something, let us know in the comments, and she might be able to do it. But you're gonna have to be patient though. She's only one person, so if you're interested in a blanket or a scarf or something like that, something that she can do somewhat quickly, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to make it happen. All right, we'll check in with you in a couple of days here. I don't have much going on today other than doing some editing for a video that I'm trying to finish up, but yeah, just a little insight as to what's going on, a little update as far as what's going on with me. And they did actually give me some medication that seems to be aiding and directly going towards the dystonia spasms. The headache was actually a byproduct of the spasms, which, guys, it's crazy. Like, the whole thing is crazy. It was a very, very long night on Sunday night. Went into Monday morning. I don't think I got out of the hospital until almost noon. It it was probably like 10:30, 11, something like that. But we had some brunch and then came back to Clarksville. But yeah, it was a long night. But anyways, we have at least we have an answer. You know, like at least we're taking a step in the right direction. But we'll take you along with us on some of the appointments where we can. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to film in the doctor's office, but I'll try to explain as to like the different things that take place. And yeah, at least my kidneys are good for now. Cool. But anyways, I'll come back at you guys a little bit later, and we'll let you know what's going on. All right. See you in a while.
Hey, good morning all. Just want to give you all an update as Brent does so often. And I just don't because I don't really like having a picture, the sound of my voice, or anything like that. But I want to let y'all know that I'm doing pretty well. My hips don't hurt as bad, but my lungs have just been acting up, probably due to the amount of humidity that has been in the air. So it feels like I'm a little bit out of breath. But other than that, I'm doing pretty well. We had a little small grocery haul today, so we may take a picture of that later. It really wasn't much, honestly. The biggest deal I think I got was toaster strudels because I had a coupon, so that may be exciting for some people that really like toaster strudels. My husband is giving a thumbs up because he loves those better than Pop-Tarts. Shh, don't tell anyone. And, well, anywho, I hope you have a wonderful day. Toodaloo.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning. It's a day later, I think. Might be 2. Can't remember. So I'm going to give you an update as to what happened in the last video. So that evening, which was a Sunday, my symptoms got way worse to the point where I was essentially convulsing. And we thought it was in our best interest to not go back to the local hospital here because all they could treat me for was essentially all it was that they could treat me for was seizures and a stroke symptoms. And once they discovered that it was neither, it was one of those things to where we didn't feel like we had any other option but to go to Vanderbilt, which is in Nashville. And I did a little post on Instagram about it, but basically from that point on, they did a bunch of tests, and they had given me some very specific medication related to neurological conditions. Now, that's pretty important to know, because as of Sunday evening of this past week and Monday morning, I am officially, I'm still having a hard time speaking, diagnosed with cervical dystonia. So there's a lot that I still don't know when it comes to that. But cervical dystonia is a neurological condition that causes muscle spasms, and you can see it doing it right now. They're involuntary. There's nothing I can do about it. But there is treatments that are available for those symptoms. So ideally, we need to get further information and figure out how to diagnose it. Well, how do we do that? Well, literally by the grace of God, I was able to get an appointment with the neurological department at Vanderbilt on Friday at about, I think it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is great. Otherwise, it was going to be a month out. And the way that things are going, I don't know if I can wait a month, to be completely honest. So they were able to get an appointment, and so we'll keep you guys updated with that, and basically help you and help us understand what the next step is. You know, like, we don't know. We're just following orders when we get them. These types of conditions can be really challenging. In fact, this morning has been a very challenging morning. Lydia and I started doing sauna treatments, both for her lungs and her joints and muscles and stuff, and my condition. We actually have a sauna sitting over to my left, your right. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't really see the point in that. It's not pretty to seeing either one of us go in or go out of that. It's pretty tight, but the whole point is to try to relax the muscles. And believe it or not, I actually had a pretty interesting conversation with my sister, who, not going to get into all the details with her. If she wants to talk about it, awesome. If she doesn't, that's okay. But she actually suffers from a lot of neurological conditions because of the Army. And apparently some of this stuff is more common than what the general public says that it is. So once I go to that appointment, and I'm not going to probably be able to record in the appointment, but before and after, we'll definitely record and basically try to lay out the process as to, you know, if and when I can go back to work, what this is going to look like as far as treatment, all that type of stuff. And then after that, next week, we're going to be going to Nashville a lot. Next week, with the same neurological department, I have an appointment. I believe it's Thursday morning, and that is a test called an EEG test. I'm sure some of you probably know exactly what that is, but I'll try to explain it to the best of my understanding. So, one of the concerns with having these types of conditions like I have, to where it's involuntary muscle spasms and tremors and stuff related to that, you know, head pain, neck pain, that really doesn't go away very often. I was very grateful to have the last 2 days pretty much not pain-free, but it wasn't completely spasm-free, but it was very, very low. So the medication that they put me on does work. It's just this morning was a rough morning. I'm going to have good days, I'm going to have bad days, just like almost everybody that has these types of conditions. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. The bad days are usually really bad, the good days are great. I apologize if you're hearing the air conditioner running in the background here. This is like the best spot to film, which is out on our deck, and I'll be honest, it's the most relaxing place in the house. As much as you guys probably want to see my setup as far as recording and stuff, you'll see it. I actually have I'll try to set it up for not necessarily a live stream, but at least you can put faces and names to the podcast. We'll try to maybe set up video with that now that we have the capabilities of doing so. But that's off topic. So this test, what they have to do, the EEG test, is I can't have coffee the night before. I can't have coffee or any type of caffeine the morning of. And essentially what it is they put a bunch of electrodes to my head, and they have me essentially relax and try to fall asleep. And they record the neurological actions of the brain related to the spasms and everything else over the course of about 2 hours. So it'll probably be a pretty long day for both Lydia and I, because we'll be in Nashville quite literally most of the day. So we'll keep you posted with that, but that's where I'm at as far as my condition and my health is concerned right now. Like I said, today is a little bit worse than I have been earlier in the week. Didn't really film too much the earlier this week. We really weren't doing much, to be honest. So after I go get the groceries, we'll show you the grocery haul. Lydia will break down what she intends on doing with it and stuff like that. But the other thing, I have a little bit of a surprise for y'all. Now, I told y'all that I was working on trying to get a setup for my motorcycle. Well, it came in the mail, and I'm going to unbox it. We're going to do as best as what we can to film everything as far as unboxing, but as you can see, it is an Insta360. It's going to be backwards, unfortunately, but it's an Insta360. This is the Moto setup. So I'm going to actually work with you to try to open up the box here as much as I possibly can. And it's going to be a bit awkward. So I'm going to open up the box off film, like off camera, and then I'll show you each individual piece and potentially how we may or may not be setting stuff up. We don't know yet. We just got it. Obviously, it's going to be a couple of videos I'm going to be playing around with. I might even take you guys on if I can get it set up right today on a short ride and just kind of walk you through it. So I got my good old trusty Smith & Wesson out the front. And just going to open up the box here and see what we got inside. Now, I know what I ordered, but that doesn't mean I remember every single thing. So that's pretty neat. They have a little zip-off thing on their boxes. And then, oh, it's a box inside of a box inside of a box. Great, that's how they do it. Alright, so first things first, inside of this box, we have the Insta360 Ace Pro. Great. Seems like really great packaging. I'll open this up. Kind of start pulling stuff out of the box here as we go, because order some other stuff to go with it as well before I even got the camera and all the gear, which is hilarious. But you know, I think this will be good. And yeah, I know there's this big argument between, you know, GoPros and Insta360 cameras. I decided to go Insta360 because I've heard a lot of great things about them, and eventually I want to do some different type of filming. But nevertheless, you gotta start somewhere, right? Oh, this is cool. So how they have their boxes, they literally flip up, and there's the camera. So just a little baby little thing. And then inside of, I'm sure inside of this box is all the stuff. So you pull this out here, and there is the camera itself, which is upside down. So there's the camera itself. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. There we go. So there's the camera itself. And then inside of this other side of the box, if I can even get it out, fat finger, sorry guys, is probably all of the different, yeah, this has just got all the extra stuff to it, which is cool. All the different like little things that you need as far as chargers and stuff like that. Neat. Okay. On to the next. So the next box is the chest strap. Now, I didn't know if I was going to need this or not, but I figured it'd be better to have it than not. I am debating on how I'm going to film on the motorcycle, because if I start spasming, you guys are going to see that in the video, which may be annoying, to be honest, as a viewer. But if you guys want me to do it that way, I can. I definitely can put it on my helmet. But it's not something that, you know, I want you guys to really like, I know that this channel is like about, you know, like chronic illnesses and stuff. But simultaneously, I know it would annoy me as a viewer. So, with that being said, you know, that's just something that I got to consider. But here is the chest rig. Just that right there. Really great quality, actually. That's impressive, actually. So we got that. Got some little sticky mount things. So I'm just going to keep that inside the box. Put that back in the box for now. Alright. So then we have, this is a game changer from my understanding for as far as like motorcycle content. And I saw this and was like, yeah, this would be really, really helpful. So it's the GPS preview remote. Now what this does is basically allows you to preview, but it also has GPS built into it. So you can actually see like motorcycle speed, you can see the actual direction that the person's traveling in. And I just thought that that'd be really cool to be able to share that type of content with you guys. And yeah, I just thought it was neat. So let me pull this little contraption out here, just so you guys can kind of see it. I'm not gonna like pull everything out of the box right now, just because I'm sure there's stuff that that's in there that's important. But it is the whole entire thing, quite literally. If I can get it out of the bag here, runs off of this little device right here. So there's like a watch or a handlebar setup. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but this is a game changer when it comes to motorcycle content, as far as you guys being able to see the speed and the travel distance and stuff like that. So this is really exciting for me, that I can actually share that type of stuff. Now, I'm gonna have to blur out sometimes because I'm still a ton-up boy at the end of the day. I do like to, what we like to call, yeet out every now and again. I'm just messing with you guys, but I do hit the ton on occasion. That is still something that I very much do. All right, what else we got? Got the chin mount. This is what I was talking about as far as the helmet setup. And I know most people set it up on their helmets, but I do have an idea. I may end up still doing that, but potentially I might be able to get another camera and show you guys some different angles and stuff. But that's all it is right there. Let me try to get it in the shot here. It's just that right there. It just straps onto the helmet, right on the front face. I generally, most of the time, use a 3/4 helmet with a face shield. I like old school, like 60s style helmets. But I do have a couple of like cool, like full faced. And one of them is like, it's like lime green. It's got lightning bolts on it. That'll probably be the helmet that I use most of the time, as far as like when I record. If I don't intend on recording, obviously I'm not gonna. I'll just put on my 3/4 helmet. But I if you couldn't tell, I like old school. You know, like that's kind of what I'm known for. You know, like a lot of people make comments about how I dress and the helmets that I wear and stuff like that. Which eventually, like if I do the helmet setup, I'll show the way that I'm gonna do that. Wow, this is awesome. So another one of those. This is the whole entire motorcycle setup right here. This is the motorcycle bundle. So I'm not going to pull out each individual thing, but it's got suction cups, it's got handlebar attachment, some other Duma flitchies and whatchamawatch. That should be pretty neat to be able to get the right angles for you guys, which I'm, like I said, if you can't tell, I'm pretty stoked about this, because I've been trying to do motorcycle content for about a year now, and now that Lydia's in agreement with all of this, it's made this stuff a lot easier, let's put it that way. It is an investment, so anybody else that's trying to do this, know that this is definitely an investment. I think this is something that they threw in for free on the order, so this is pretty neat that they're doing this. It is a Insta360 water bottle, and a really nice one at that. Like, no joke. This is really nice, actually. This might be my new water bottle, actually. So, yeah, water bottle, pretty awesome. And last but not least, in this bundle, I think there might be 2 things that are still in here. Yep. So, battery. I did, in fact, on Amazon, got 2 extra batteries. Highly recommend, if you get into making any type of content, that you get extra batteries. Cameras go through batteries. But I got a battery, which that actually came with it. That was not extra. I ended up getting that in the pack. And last but not least, a memory card. So I got a cage and stuff that I'm going to put on it. I just kind of wanted to pull everything outside the box to show you guys. But I hope you like it. And I'll come back a little bit later and potentially show you one of the setups. It's kind of like I feel like I have an endless list of setups right now. So I'll check back in with you later. If I don't, we'll see you tomorrow on our way to Nashville, and then I'll see you after the appointment in Nashville. All right, y'all. I'll see you a little bit later. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday. So I think we mentioned it yesterday in one of the takes that we did, but today we're headed to Nashville. We're going to Vanderbilt, meeting with the neurological department today to figure out my treatment, ask a ton of questions, which when we're in the car, Lydia will kind of go through some of the questions that she has. Hopefully it's beneficial for some of you guys that are going through this type of a situation to where you need to ask questions. But obviously we know that we can't record in the actual doctor's office, but we'll record, on our way there a little bit, and then we'll also record like after and explain the whole thing. We'll take you along for probably lunch too. So that's where I'm at this morning, and we'll take you along. So it's been an interesting morning, let's put it that way. Just try to give an update on Facebook and Instagram for those that are trying to follow play-by-play. But nevertheless, we'll take you along, and we hope this is beneficial for you guys. And we're actually about to leave in probably the next like 30 minutes or so I need to hurry up. But nevertheless, we hope that you guys enjoy, and this is helpful and stuff like that for those that are going through chronic illness. So all right, come on, let's go. Hey, what's up, y'all? So this is the restaurant here. I'm gonna flip the camera real quick and show you guys the outside of the restaurant. So this is it here, and I'll turn the camera back on when we get to the table. All right. All right, welcome to Bar Taco. So this is downtown Nashville, and I'll do a little pan around so you can kind of see the place. It's pretty neat, but it's like basically, well, it's a taco bar. How else to say it? It's pretty noisy in here, so I'm not going to film too much. Well, y'all, that was in fact great food. That is called Bar Taco. Probably one of the coolest taco bars that I've ever been to. They actually had, because of the medication I'm on, they have non-alcoholic drinks, which is awesome. So I had a no-hito. Basically a mojito, just non-alcoholic. That was pretty neat. Lydia, what'd you think?
It was good. I had plantains for the first time since I left Florida. I like plantains.
That sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, they had some type of a sauce.
Cream lime cilantro.
Yeah, it was like a cream lime cilantro. But all right, so I think we're headed back to Clarksville now. I'll probably finish up today with maybe a couple of other like short shoots or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how we're led, but we'll talk more about the doctor's visit, stuff like that, a little bit later. But because we both have a lot to say about it right now. But that's all for now. All right.
Bye. Toodaloo.
Woke up this morning. Well, I stumbled out of my bed. Well, I woke up this morning and I stumbled out of my bed. Well, my old eyes were blurry, couldn't see straight. Well, my old eyes were blurry and I couldn't see straight. Well, I felt something coming on. I felt something coming on. Well, that was the blues. Let me tell you something, baby, that was the blues. Well, I get all shaky. Well, I get all shaky now, girl. Well, I can't keep my head straight. Well, they don't know what's going on. They tell me everything's alright. Well, ain't never ever anything ever alright. Well, my friends look at me. They don't see what I see. Well, my friends look at me and they don't see what I see. Then you ask me, what do I see? Well, I see the blues. Doctors say I'm gonna be alright, but it feels like I'm going down slow. Doctors say I'm gonna be alright, but I'm going down slow. Well, I tell you to write my mother, but she's already long gone. Well, I tell you to write my father, he's up with the Lord now too. about the low down country blues. Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? So I have to give you guys a sincere apology, and it's entirely my fault. We lost a bunch of footage when we went to Nashville for my appointment on Friday, so we're just gonna give you a recap, if that's okay with you guys. So went to the appointment.
Wait, before we do the recap. Boo, 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 boo. Okay.
That's for all of our Wayne's World people out there that love Wayne's World.
The older millennials and Gen Xers know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, and yeah, we got popsicles and stuff too, so we're just chilling at the house right now. Yeah, so Lydia's. Let's recap some of the questions. So on the way there, we just got a new camera set up, and unfortunately due to user error, I had it set up wrong and basically lost all the footage. So what was said in that particular video was, you know, questions that Lydia actually had for the doctor, and questions that it'd be really good for you guys if you're dealing with chronic illness to ask your doctors and your healthcare providers. So, do you remember those questions, sweetheart?
It's basically how, like, when it comes to work, it was basically like, okay, he has this condition, what type of jobs can he do? And for Brent, he's a forklift operator that works in a factory, a production factory. So, and so he was told he couldn't drive a forklift. So when he went into work today, unfortunately, there isn't a job that he's able to do because safely. And so that was a question I had, like, what type of job can he do? And at this time, there isn't one that he can do safely. So that was a question.
Literally every job, it's going to be around people. One, and it's not that I can't be around people. Okay, it's the fact that I don't want to put other people's lives at risk for a mistake that is made because of my condition. So it was a call that my neurologist made, and it was a call that I made personally that, you know, I just don't want to put other people's lives at risk. So we partially got that answer. Just a little bit of an update from that. We partially got it answered. I went into work this morning. They did send me back home, basically because and this is not nobody's fault, okay? I just want to make this clear. When it comes to paperwork, there's a bunch of, Lydia's the genius with the paperwork, okay? Like, I'm just living through it, I'll be honest. But there was conflicting information on the paperwork that I gave HR. My general practitioner, who was not aware of me going to a neurologist because I went to Vanderbilt. He had recommended a different doctor, and he didn't understand the severity, I would say, of my condition. So he said in his paperwork that he put out that I was cleared to work. Well, when we went to the neurologist on Friday, she said opposite.
Yeah.
And there was 2 different dates, so it was conflicting information. So until my neurologist fills out the paperwork that she needs to, and I'm officially cleared to go back to work because my symptoms are under control, that's where I'm at with that. So I'm on short-term disability, I guess is the best way to say it. So that's partially answered. Now, on that drive also, because we don't have the footage, I'll just try to recap it to the best of my memory. You had mentioned something about related to, like, the questions that people need to ask themselves and the people around them about like bills and finances, right?
Yeah. It's basically because when you get sick, you want to get better, obviously. And if you have a loved one that's sick, you want them to get better. That's obviously number one. But bills don't stop. You still have to pay your utility bills.
Right.
You still have to eat. You still have to put gas in your car. So how do you do that? And if you're a one-income family and that one income can no longer work, that can be devastating. Especially in this economy when as soon as you get a savings, you have to use it because inflation is so high. It's crazy.
Yeah, cost of living is not
But-
cheap, guys. I mean, you already know that. I don't need to tell you.
But-
Gas prices are through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, like everything is expensive. So
Luckily, I'm still able to work, and I'm grateful for my job. And so we still have my income, but Brent still needs to work. Like I wish I could say, Brent, take off, get better, but we can't. And that's something that not a lot of people want to talk about because it's finances. No one wants to talk and get nitty gritty about that, but it's the truth. You still have to pay your utilities.
Right.
You still have to make that car payment because if you don't pay the car payment, then you can't get to work and your car gets repossessed, then you're stuck. And it's just like, no, you have to still pay your bills. And like I said, I'm grateful that he's on short-term disability and he still gets part of his paycheck. That's phenomenal. That's great. And so I'm grateful for that. And we still have the medical insurance, which is great because that's another thing that you talk about. Say you become disabled, you can't. They say, sorry, you can't do your job, but then your job says, oh, we're just going to let you go. You lose your
which
insurance.
actually, I'm not going to say that almost happened, but the information was so conflicting that they were like, well, what do you want from us? And I'm like, well, I'd like to try to work this out and potentially get some more time if I can to try to figure this out. And it's a good enough company that they allowed that. They didn't just let me go this morning, which I am so beyond grateful for, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea.
Because some jobs would let you go, and so then it means you lose your insurance, which you can't use to get better.
Right.
And to apply
Right.
for state funding or state or federal disability,
We're learning on that too.
it takes
'cause
forever. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my word.
We have
So
we
it's
have
not
some
instant.
really, really close friends of ours that are helping us and kind of coaching us. Like if it comes down to that, I hope it doesn't, but it is a possibility.
But I want to talk about something more light and more fun. We went to a really good restaurant.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that footage in. You guys will see that. It was called Bar Taco. One of the coolest, probably like taco bars I've ever been to. The food was delicious. I'll throw some of that footage in. But yeah,
They
that
had
was-
plantains. They had plantains. I have not had plantains in Florida.
Yeah, they had
plantains.
plantains. They had so like I think we had like she had like 2 tacos. I think I had like 4, and they were all good. Okay, she had 3 tacos. Sorry, sorry, I was off one.
They're falafel tacos too. I'm telling you, they're the
But
best.
yeah, so I mean, it was a cool place. We'll try to put some footage in there right now. And so yeah, we'll share a little bit of that.
But that's all I think we really have to say as far as that's concerned.
Well,
right
I
now.
was gonna update on the symptoms and stuff too a little bit. So
Okay.
first of all, what they know right now is that I am not having a stroke. That's what they know. I'm not having a stroke. They also know that. What was the other thing that they tested for? It was stroke and something else.
Wilson's disease, seizures.
So
It's all there.
I've tested for Wilson's disease, which is extremely rare. Neither Lydia and I know much about it, but what they have to do, and we were literally joking, and we're still joking about it. It's a 24-hour urinalysis test. So I had to pee in a jar for 24 hours. So awkward. And I looked at Lydia and was like, whatever you do not drink out of the red jar in the fridge. because it has to be refrigerated until we take it back to the lab. So they've done that. They've done blood work. I don't remember exactly what the blood work came back with, but nevertheless, so they've done that. I know I've mentioned this a couple of different times, but this Thursday I go back for an EEG test. The EEG test, what that is it basically tests your neurological brain waves related to a body function. So I kind of hope that I go into one of these spells, because I'll be honest, I mean, like, if they can determine it's not a seizure, great, because right now they're torn between it being a seizure and it being dystonia and potentially something else. I can't remember what the third one is right now.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at, guys, and we actually have some footage of us going to the store, so we'll share that with you, share that little conversation. It's literally almost a repeat verbatim of what we just said, but hey, you know what? We got it, so we're going to give it to you. We'll come back at you tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm going to try to pull the bike out, try to go for a ride. I'll take you guys along for that, and I'll show you a little bit of the process of how I come up with topics for my podcast. One of the next topics that I'm doing, and I don't know when you're watching this versus like when that show is going to come out, but the next one that I'm doing actually would be with Cleveland, my good friend. I hope you guys will meet him. He's a good dude, one of my closest friends. That's going to be another segment of the Occultic Tennessee series that we've been doing. But the one after that, so I have a little bit of time to work on this. The one after that is going to be about the historically speaking about werewolves and vampires and the biblical representation of what that means and all that type of stuff. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the blog as well. I know I'm shameless plugging myself, but hey, it's my channel. I can do what I want. We're doing some stuff with the blog, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be weekly content for that. The podcast is monthly content right now. We try to do it weekly. It's just so much information, so much research that's involved that it's pretty difficult to do it any more than once a month right now. Maybe that'll change, but right now that's where we're at. So please stay tuned for what we got planned for you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, catch you later.
Ciao.
Hey, good morning, y'all. It is Tuesday morning. Yeah, it's been a rough morning so far. Where do I start? The fact that I got emails from my HR basically saying that we need more information, or the fact that to get any type of restful sleep, I ended up sleeping out on the hammock over here. Or the fact that I had another episode and smoking a pipe just because it's comforting, and drinking my morning coffee as well. So, welcome to Morning Talks with Brent. I'm joking. I'm joking here. Please, sweetheart, that hurts. Please stop. So yeah, it's been a rough morning. The episode only lasted, Lydia said, about 15 minutes. I don't have a really, when these episodes happen, I basically lose track of time in a lot of ways. I'm still conscious and everything. I'm not like blacking out, but they're getting more violent as far as like the spasms that are causing me to have the episodes and stuff. They changed my medication again, as we might have said earlier. This medication is not supposed to make me drowsy, and I'm supposed to start out with super low dosages and basically go up from there. Really the plan today is, hopefully, is to take you guys on a ride today, kind of give you my perspective of riding, and I'm also going to try to write today. I was supposed to write a couple of days ago, but because of everything that's happened, I haven't been able to, so yeah, that's a tentative plan. And please y'all let me know in the comments if you guys like smoking pipes as well. It's like one of my favorite. And yes, this is tobacco. It's not anything else. But yeah, it's been a rough morning. Like I said, but God gave us another day, right? So started out with like a 30 minute sauna treatment, and I'm realizing that stress and anxiety is contributing to some of this stuff. I really don't know how much. I'm not going to keep telling you about the appointment that I have coming up on this week on Thursday, because I've already mentioned it several times, so I don't want to be like a broken record here. But yeah, that's where I'm at this morning. So intending on doing a blog, at least one blog entry, if not, if I can get 2 out, great. But gonna do that, and then gonna try to attempt to do some research on not this next podcast, but the following. This next podcast we're actually doing next weekend. We're having my good brother Cleveland come over and do the next saga to our series. So yeah, just stay tuned for all that, and please check it out. Like, some of what we actually, almost all of what we say is interesting, and there's good arguments on both sides of it. So yeah, not gonna make this segment too long. So all right, stay tuned for what we got going on today. All right, check you guys later. Go ahead.
Hey y'all, I'm cleaning this vintage sewing machine that we've had in our basement for a while. So I'm going to just be doing a deep clean, and we're going to not restore it, but basically get it to working capacity. So the first step is to clean it. I went through all the drawers and found a bunch of old stuff, but not like 100-year-old stuff, more like stuff from like the 90s, maybe early 2000s, like CVS, Rite Aid cards. But anywho, you got a bunch of these old vintage postcards. Yeah, it looks like they were Brent's dad's postcards. So
those are the ships that he was on, guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep these. So can you put those over at that desk over there? And then some sort of stand that's called the Resolution. I don't know what that is. Did you want to keep it? Okay. Then something that looks like it holds something. Big Dog's turkey calls.
Oh, that's his turkey collar that he had. Just toss it.
Okay. And as you can see, like, I think I got all the drawers cleaned out, but one of the knobs on the drawers down here is a little loose, so I'm going to try to tighten it back up as best I can. Not very good at this type of thing, but it's a flathead. That would probably be nice if I actually looked at it, right? Wait, hey. Sorry guys, I am not very handy at all. That's why I'm married to a man that can help me. Type of thing. And he's really, really good at it. But not me. So. But he bought me a multi-tool, a really nice one. And trying to figure out how to use it. So just laugh at me.
For those that are wondering, it's a SOG.
Yeah, it's a nice one. But
By the way, you can close that. You don't have to have the thing open.
I know, sweet, like that.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing a wipe down. I have some homemade citrus vinegar spray. That's going to be a wipe down. It has the citrusy stuff in it, so that'll be good for the wood. And then I just got the lemon duster stuff. I'm not going to do horrible much. But then this is the old belt. That's the only thing that's wrong with this is the belt. Everything else is in working condition. It just needs to be, you know, lubed up. Sorry, that's a little dirty. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. So I'm grateful that Brent's able to film it. So if you don't mind, there's not going to be a lot of smoking things from now on. There may be some music in the background. A little bit of it may be sped up because it would be kind of funny to see me kind of clean a sewing machine fast. So anywho, back to work. So if you don't see me talking much and getting frustrated, it's all okay. I'm good. Don't worry.
Basically, what we have to do is make sure that everything is functioning, which it actually is now. It's actually functioning. This thing probably hasn't been lubed up in 50, 60, 70 years, probably.
Probably.
But everything is actually in working order, which is great. Just trying to get this to loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
Good old WD-40. I know you probably could use your... Some of you that are actually into vintage sewing machines are probably really going to yell at me for doing it this way, but this is what I got, so this is what we're using.
Yep.
And we'll get proper oil and grease later. We're just trying to make sure that everything's in functioning order. Alright, I'm clear. Spin it. Nice improvement from when it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does this need to come off at all? This plate?
If I do, I have to unscrew it.
I understand that. I can unscrew it, but does it need to come off?
No, I wouldn't use it unless I'm actually repairing something like a part.
So right now what we're doing is we're trying to adjust the spring tension and all that type of stuff because this thing has not moved in years and years and years, so...
At least since we've been here. And that's been...
Well, my dad, I forget where my dad got it. I think he might have got it from one of my uncles.
Yeah.
And God only knows where my uncle got it from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did Lydia mention that she has the original bobbins for this as well?
Yeah, with some janky thread on it that I gotta take off.
But nevertheless, we have the original bobbins as well. And this manual is actually not for this machine. It's actually for one from the 50s, actually, and this is much earlier than that.
Yeah.
Alright, so... I think I got this to move good enough. What do you think?
I think so for now, yeah. I think it's perfect.
Oh, that's a lot of tension. Well, you can adjust it later.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure everything's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was not moving this way earlier, guys. Like, seriously.
And whoever put thread on this bobbin used multiple colors. So yeah, I got lots of random thread on these bobbins.
And I'll grease this one more time in here, or oil it rather.
So I'm probably gonna finish doing these bobbins later. Just want to get this one done at least.
Hey, good morning, y'all. It is Friday morning. It is the day after the movie, and this is kind of the final thoughts segment of everything that's happened in this particular video. And we'll check in with Lydia here in a second if she's not too busy. She's actually making us breakfast right now, but I will say the bike riders, for any of you guys that are motorcycle enthusiasts, sorry, it's getting hot out here. Anybody that's motorcycle enthusiasts really need to watch this film. Incredible film. Cinematically, storyline, it's actually about the people of the Outlaws originally. There was a book that was done, I think in the early 70s, about the first like maybe 10 years of the Outlaws. They couldn't use the name Outlaws in the film, but it was basically kind of a narration type film from one of the wives of the original members, and so the member's name was Benny of well, for the movie's sake, it was the Vandals. And it was what she experienced, not just being an old lady, but like being married to Benny. And there's a moment that actually almost put me into tears in that film. It was when she's on the back of Benny's bike and she comes in close. Like, cinematically, it's just a beautiful moment, but I think people are gonna think that she's like falling in love with Benny. No, she's falling in love with the motorcycle and the whole lifestyle. That's what she's falling in love with. I think she fell in love with the motorcycle before she fell in love with Benny, to be completely honest. And I think that's what the director was trying to go for. As far as what when it comes to, so yeah, great film. As far as when it comes to the whole idea of the test that I took, it would have been yesterday for me. Not sure what day you're watching this, but it would have been yesterday for me. It was an EEG test, basically kind of like a sleep test to see if I'm having seizures. Won't know the results probably until sometime next week. Hopefully it's normal. I've been having some spasms this morning, as you can kind of tell. I'm in quite a bit of pain, actually, in my neck. But as I tell Lydia and a bunch of other people, whether you want to believe this or not, that's your choice, but God is still sovereign, Jesus is still king. That's what gets me through, me personally. I'm not coming on here to preach at you, so don't think I'm going to start doing that. It's what I believe. It's my worldview. That's what helps me get up in the morning. Yesterday was an extremely long day for us, so because I'm out on medical for a little bit longer, Lydia let me sleep. She was up fairly early. I was so exhausted. Had basically had to do the whole day on 3.5 hours of sleep because they wanted me to be exhausted for the test, which I get why. I ended up falling asleep, which I think it was only like 45 minutes I was in there at most. But nevertheless, so we'll see what the results are for that. Waiting to hear the results from the urinalysis test for Wilson's disease. I'm sure that'll be sometime next week probably as well. As we've probably mentioned, I'm on a medication right now that's controlling the symptoms, but I haven't taken it this morning yet. But nevertheless, I mean, it is helping. It's just a matter of, taking it and seeing what the next step is from here. I'm out for about another, I think, 2-3 weeks or so, something like that. We got the paperwork taken care of, so that's a plus. So everything seems to be okay right now, as far as that's concerned. But just wanted to come on this section and tell you that, look, I mean, we don't really know the outcome of our lives. I've been thinking about this a lot. A good majority of us have been, have a plan for our lives, which, me being the type of person that I am, Lydia realized after watching that film that I'm more like those guys than what she even realized, as far as just kind of being a nomad and picking up and leaving. And Lydia's a great woman, so I made a vow to her, and I made a vow to God in my church that I would never intentionally do that. It would have to be something extremely, extremely bad for me to take off. And, you know, realizing that that's so easy for a person like me to do. If there's any of you other people out there that are like that, please mention it in the comments below. I mean, it's a struggle for guys like us that have this longing for brotherhood and are just misfits in society. So a lot of the early MCs were just a bunch of misfits. You know, they didn't fit in anywhere, and I feel like that a lot. Even with some of my closest friends, I feel like a misfit. Is that bad? No, it's a thing, you know. But nevertheless, I mean, also understand that, like, if you're going through things like, you know, you see Lydia on the oxygen and struggle to walk sometimes. You see me, you know, having these spasms and headaches and issues talking and whatnot like that. Know that you're not alone, okay? I know I've already said that, but understand that you're not alone. Understand that there are other people out there. It's really just about a support group. You know, Lydia and I are very fortunate, very grateful to have so many people around us that support us in a lot of ways. Not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. We have a lot of people that we can reach out to that truly do love and care about us. So I would encourage you, if you don't have that, going through your situation, try to find that. And if you can't, for whatever reason, email us. Email us at indarknessintolight@gmail.com, and you know, we'll do our best to try to be a support group for you. But there's so many people out there that I don't think understand chronic illness and don't fully understand like what it's like to live like this from a day-to-day basis. And we just want to know that you're loved and you're cared about, you know. This is not a superficial, just me talking to a camera, okay? I do care about the other people on the other side of this. That's why I talk to you guys like you're sitting next to me. Because I know what it's like to struggle. Lydia knows what it's like to struggle in a lot of different ways. So we just really want to tell you guys, look, that we care about you. We do love you. We have a support group. Try to get a support group. That's the only way, like I said, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get through a lot of these things, you know, as far as emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So I just wanted to end my final thoughts with that. And I'll flip the camera around here in a second. We'll go talk to Lydia and see if she's got any final thoughts about the movie or about you know, this week and everything that's transpired. Lots happened in this video, so I understand. It might seem like it's a little bit all over the place, but that's kind of our life sometimes. So I'll flip the camera around and we'll go talk to Lydia and see how she's doing, because you know, I want to make sure that you guys see her in the final thoughts as well. So here we go. She's inside right now, so. Where did she go? Good question. Oh, Lydia. All right, well, with that being said, Lydia's busy right now, so you'll just have to, I guess, deal with me at this moment. But like I said, like, share, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Wait, I take that back. She is here. Hey, Lydia.
Yes?
How are you doing this morning?
I'm frustrated.
About what?
The lady didn't come and pick up the bed frame.
Yeah, Lydia was trying to sell a bed frame, but what's your final thoughts for everything with this week and the movie and everything else?
Movie was really good. That was the best part of the week. Yeah, final thoughts is God is sovereign and Jesus is king. That's all I got today. I'm sorry.
Now you see where she gets it from. All right. As I was about to say, like, share, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Catch you later.